Usually, when someone begins a new job, the first 100 days in office are a time of transition. It's a time to define one's personality and work style. In the case of Pope Francis, though, the world didn't have to wait too long to get to know his style. In just a few months, his open attitude has revitalized the church. Here are a few key points that so far have defined his style. Closeness.
Ma questa domanda me l'ha fatto un professore. Ma perché lei non va a abitare là? Io ho risposto, ma mi senta professore, per motivi psichiatrici. Perché ma è la mia personalità.
Pope Francis tries to be close to all the pilgrims who flock to Rome. During Mass and audiences, he spends a great deal of time with them, greeting them and blessing them. He says he doesn't want to live in the papal apartment so he can live among the people with the curia. Without a doubt, his public audiences in St. Peter's Square are always packed. Freedom.
Quando io vado a confessare, ma ancora non posso perché per uscire a confessare di qui non si può uscire, no? È un altro problema.
The Pope loves to improvise. He loves to joke around and greet those who come his way. Staying in Santa Marta allows him to schedule informal visits. He even jokes about sneaking out of the Vatican to administer confession. Church.
E quando troviamo apostoli che vogliono fare una chiesa ricca e una chiesa senza la gratuità della lode, la chiesa invecchia, la chiesa diventa una ONG, la chiesa non ha vita.
One of the new customs introduced by Pope Francis is his Mass at the Vatican's Casa Santa Marta. Every morning, the Pope gives a brief homily. He explains the day's gospel, and his catechesis sends a clear message about how the Pope thinks the Church should act and how Christians should behave. Continuity.
Tanto umile durante il suo pontificato.
Grazie, che dono.
Ci ha dato tanto esempio di umiltà, davvero, di tenerezza.
The Pope's speeches have been described as very powerful. The words he uses and his message are very direct, and despite his unique style, his magisterium follows that of his predecessors. He often cites Benedict XVI, John Paul II, and Paul VI. Outskirts.
E quello è un pericolo, ma ci curiamo nella parrocchia, con gli amici, nel movimento, con quelli che pensiamo lo stesso, ma sai cosa succede? Quando la Chiesa diventa chiusa si ammala.
Since the start of his pontificate, Pope Francis has shown a stark inclination to help those in need. He shows a deep interest for the poor, the sick, children, and the disadvantaged. And he calls on all Christians to actively engage in helping those who live in the outskirts of society. Reforms.
Ah, come vorrei una Chiesa povera e per I poveri.
Before his election, Cardinal Bergoglio often underlined the need for a more simplified curia that could assist dioceses around the world. It's an issue that was discussed among cardinals before the conclave. As Pope, he decided to appoint a commission of 8 cardinals to reform the curia and the way it governs the Church. The commission will have its first official meeting in October. It will advise the Pope about how reforms can be put into practice for a more effective model. His first 100 days in office have been intense. They've been a reflection of how Pope Francis wants to govern the Church.